This is Support is Sexy, episode 427, with Mo Brown, creator of Mo Brown's Bodega. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I bring you inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and lessons to help you take your business to the next level. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm excited to have you here. It just would not be the same without you. And if you are a woman entrepreneur, a counselor, a creative, a coach, and you are looking for a way to grow your business, get more clients, and get your message out there to more people, you must consider podcast guesting. And if it's new to you or you need a few refreshers, you can get my free guide on how to be an unforgettable podcast guest. Just go to girlonpodcastgift.com. That's girlonpodcastgift.com. Learn how to be an unforgettable podcast guest for all the right reasons. Now, today we have a lot of fun on an episode with Mo Brown. Mo Brown is the creator of Mo Brown's Bodega, and she's also the creator of Mo Body Butter. And what I love about Mo, aside from her energy and how funny she is in this episode, because she channels Carol Burnett and all these great comedians, Lucille Ball, she loves Queen Latifah, but we talk about how she, out of her art as a performer, learned to handle her business, if you will, creating a business out of her art, especially as a creative who works in front of the camera, learning how to do things behind the camera and provide services to people. Also, her journey of self-discovery as an artist. We also talk about launching a business out of your pain points. So she's an artist who also started a skincare line because of her own experiences with psoriasis and then helping other people get clear, healthy skin. She created something, it sold really well, it evolved into a business. And a lot of times that's how it happens, right? Also, Mo talks about something that you know we're all about around here, support. Getting support for your vision, bringing other people in and enrolling those other people in your vision. So I know you're going to enjoy this episode. Again, it's a lot of fun. So without further ado, Mo Brown. So Mo, thank you so much for joining us for an episode of Support is Sexy. I'm excited to chat with you.
Yes, me too. Hi.
Hi. And as I told you before we started, I love your dad, Alfred Edmond. Wonderful, wonderful man.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
honestly, you know, sometimes you don't want to talk about your parents.
I know. I put you on the spot. I didn't tell you I was going to do that. Yes, we have to give him and Zara a shout out. Absolutely. Now, all about you. Tell us, when did you first fall in love with entrepreneurship?
When did I first fall in love with entrepreneurship? Well, I want to say that growing up watching my dad at Black Enterprise, it did help and influence and shape my brain to have my own. But I fell in love with entrepreneurship in 2008 when the stock market crashed, and I noticed that we didn't have much work as actors because not a lot of people could pay for Broadway tickets. So I said, okay, well, I need to create something. I need to create something that's going to help people. I need to create something that's going to make people smile. I just need to do something so that I don't have to listen to anyone. Mm-hmm. And I did it. Once I saw that I can create something and help people, that's when I was like, this is it. This is that empty feeling that I had all my life, trying to work at these different companies, trying to make other people happy. And it just didn't work out. So I do want to say that it was me as a child really understanding things. I used to have clubs and things like that, but 2008.
2008. And what, at that time you were a theater actress?
Yes. I toured with the Classical Theater of Harlem. And there was, there's a lot of treatment that I had in touring that I didn't necessarily like. And I felt like for me, when I'm boss of this, people are going to be treated amazing.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of thing did you create at that time that let you know or sort of gave you that feeling, as you said, filled that empty space for you?
It was a silent film called Sealed. Technology is way different now. It's much better. Mm-hmm. So when Sealed came out, you can tell it was my very, very first film. But I created that so I can give opportunities to other actors. And it was a silent film. Yeah.
And that was the beginning.
That was the beginning. And I knew that if I created a film production company, I could control the creativity. I could do music videos. I could do films. I could do all of these things as a creative without the networks telling me, no, you can't do this, or just without having that restriction. Because that's what the industry is a lot of the times. They tell you that everything's going to be good. They lure you in, and then, you don't own anything.
You don't own anything. And do you feel like, I know a lot of people I know in the industry say you realize how much permission you have to ask for or wait for if you want to do it through traditional route?
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Do you feel like that was the moment then where sort of business and your art sort of intersected and you realized, as you said, you could create something, but also you could make a business out of this?
Yes. I did realize that once I saw how much people would pay to have me record their stuff.
Mm-hmm. To do production work.
Right. For production, to be able to take an idea from someone else's head and nail it, and they'll be even more happy to give you a tip. I was like, yeah, this can work.
Mm-hmm. That's good for people to hear, too, who are in that space of production, creative, any kind of creative space where, of course, you love your art and want to continue to create your art, but you can also look at how can those skills transfer into some kind of service you can offer to people in the meantime, or build a company as you did that could offer services to people in the meantime or ongoing. If it's something as you are, you're keeping it going while you're also doing things in front of the camera.
Right. I mean, even as a teenager, I was always, I was a choreographer and a dancer and stuff like that. So I was always in this space to create something. But for, just society and the industry, sometimes they don't make you feel like you can create your own thing. At the time, before Instagram, a lot of people were like, get a job, do this, do that. It was very...
Get a quote unquote real job, right?
Right. So in 2008, when I really saw that I could do this and this could really work, I was like, let's go. Mm-hmm. I even sold chocolates.
Sold chocolates?
Yeah, I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit too. I was like, listen, if I have to make this work, I have to sell chocolates for $2. I gave $1 to the Breast Cancer Society, and then I kept the other $1 and
making it work.
I made it work.
So let's go back a little bit. Tell us about where you grew up. You mentioned your time as a teenager. Where did you grow up, and what was a young Mo like?
I'm gonna be honest on here.
Okay, that's what we want.
Yeah. Growing up was very interesting. So I'm of Caribbean background, and I grew up going back and forth from here to Jamaica. St. Mary, Jamaica. Mm-hmm. So experiencing living in Brooklyn and then going back home to the islands where, we make our own food literally from the backyard to coming into the stores and seeing meat packaged is very different. So I got to experience country life and the American life. And it is very, I don't want to say difficult, but when you come from people walking around with no shoes on to another country where anything is possible, it gives you this mental strength that says, okay, I know that I can do something. How do I get there? So growing up, I had a lot of, how am I going to do this? How do I get here? So what Alfred, my father, had to instill in me was, you can do anything you put your mind to. So I think I spent my whole life trying to figure out how I can get to where I am now, which was a lot. And in high school, I went to Professional Performing Arts High School, and I'm not going to lie, I messed up very badly. So I'm a graduate of Long Island University. Let me say this now. I'm a graduate of Long Island University. I have Sugar Productions and Mo Body Butter skincare line. It is possible to pick yourself up when you fall. I have only admitted this in the entrepreneurship program, teen entrepreneurs. And when I speak to high schools, I messed up in school and I didn't go to class and I would get into fights and I didn't really, I don't want to say I was rebellious, but you know, when you're a teenager, you go through a lot of things and I got my GED.
This was in high school. Okay, so this was in high school.
Yes. So I was told that I didn't have enough credits to graduate. So either I was going to graduate when I was 21 or I had to go to a vocational program. And for me, that was a tough time because I was in Alvin Ailey. You know, you had a lot of your friends and a lot of my friends were at Nickelodeon. You know, I went to performing arts school on 48th between 8th and 9th. And to experience kids from LaGuardia and the Fame School and like be in the realm of television and everything that I've ever dreamt of in my life, to just watch it be taken away or watch me mess it up was very hard. And I felt like a failure. So in getting my GED, I told myself that I was never going to fail like that ever again. And I think I've been doing all right so far. But my background comes from me just working hard to get to where I am today, trying to figure out how I can express my freedom and make money and be successful with everything that I'm doing. Coming from a country that is very, like now Jamaica's, you know, nice and things like that. But, you know, when I was growing up there, even now, you know, there's not a lot of water. A lot of people don't have shoes. They don't have the stuff that we have here. It's St. Mary, Jamaica, Highgate, Islington. It's very, 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 it's still rough for them out there. So I just, it's been an interesting, you know,
it's been
time.
A journey. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that especially about your time in high school, because for people listening at any age, just going through a period where you do feel like you're a failure or you failed at something and you think that it's the end. But I always say, you know, the failure is what got you here. Really, if you look at, okay, that didn't work out, but then you obviously made a decision to make a change or do things differently or decide that you weren't going to go that route again. If it was anything that you could help or something you had to do with it, which you do have the power, as you said, Alfred told you can do anything. So it's making that decision, right, to change things around. So for everyone listening, just thinking about that in business, relationships, anything, it's like the failure sets you up for a comeback.
It does. And, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, so.
So you're tough anyway.
Right. Oh, it's okay. I went to school, junior high school. I went to school in Bed-Stuy. So.
Yeah.
We're tough cookies.
You're tough cookies. So tell us, though, have you always been in love with the arts overall since you were younger as well? Because, I mean, anyone reading your bio can see that you clearly have a love for it. But have you always felt like it was a part of you, I guess?
Always. Since I was 3 years old, my aunt had me doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation. So I've always had the arts in my family. My aunt was a dancer. My uncle was a rapper. My other uncle played the guitar. My dad and mom always took me to like art galleries. And so I had art all around me. So I've been an artist since I came out the womb.
As long as you can remember.
Yeah. I don't remember a time in my life where I have not practiced my craft.
And how would you describe your craft now? Like, what would you say, who would you say Mo Brown is as an artist today?
That I've been trying to figure out my whole life, which is why I'm trying to create what I see in my mind or what I feel, because I don't think that there is anyone. The closest person that I could think of, let me say that, is probably Queen Latifah.
What is it about Queen Latifah?
Well, she's a host, singer. She's a producer. She's an actress. She is a beast of a businesswoman. And she sings. The only difference is that she doesn't dance and I dance. So I am the modern day Lucille Ball. I am the modern day African American Carol Burnett. So those are 3 examples of women that I could say I am working my damnedest to be like.
Mm-hmm. They inspire you.
Yeah, they inspire me. But there's not really somebody that I can say, I want to be just like that. I've tried.
No. Yeah.
I've tried, trust me. And I respect, I respect all of the amazing performers, Janet Jackson, Beyonce. Like, I respect all of them. But, when you grow up, people tell you things like, you can't do everything. You can't do all those things at one time. And I'm like, well, look at what they've done, and look at what I'm doing now. So I think you can.
Right. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, the ways that you're sort of getting your work out there and the different productions that you have.
How am I getting my works out there? Well, right now I have a show called Mo Brown's Bodega. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's a comedy show, a comedy variety show, where my parents give me a bodega for my graduation gift instead of giving me like a car or some jewelry. And in Mo Brown's Bodega, I really want to be an entertainer. And life just won't allow me to be this great entertainer that I want to be. So everything is absurd. It's action packed. It's what's the word? Where everything's exaggerated. And I always end up back at this bodega. And what made me create this show was me experiencing being overlooked constantly in the industry. And I would meet up with agents and they would have, it feels like bark like a dog, do this, do that, do all this stuff. And then they call you back and then they say, no, we're not going to use you. Or you would go in and you would give them everything that they wanted. And then literally they would say to me, you are too talented. We don't know what to do with you. So I just got tired of hearing that. I got tired of the runaround. And, in 2014, I was supposed to be hosting the African American Music Festival because I hosted the Black Enterprise Live section of it. I was supposed to be doing it again. And they told me, no, we weren't going to use you. And at that time, I was also doing stuff with Bravo. And they made me do all this stuff. And then everybody dropped me all at once. And I text messaged my dad. I said, Daddy, I won't be doing this. Nobody wants me. I don't know what to do. I've worked this hard in my life to get to this point. And everybody said no. So my dad said, you take a week off, you cry, you do whatever it is you need to do. My mom supported me in all of this. And then he said, you pick yourself back up. And in that week, I decided to research all of hosting my shows, doing my voiceovers, my musical theater career, like everything. I just started researching myself as I was researching the great people that we love to watch as entertainers today. And I called an intern that I had over and I was like, just type as I'm talking. And she typed up all these ideas that I have, 14, I think it was about 8 or 9 pages filled with ideas alone, bullet points. And I sat down with 14 of my friends that edit for television, that write, that do all these creative things. And I said, listen, we need to put something together. And this is what I have. And they loved it. And we ended up starting to shoot the show. I was able to put my music, like me singing. I was able to put me dancing, me acting, me being a host, and just comedy all in one. And so I was able to create everything that was inside of me with this show.
That is powerful. Thank you for sharing that whole part of the journey, or the whole journey, I should say. Just first of all, starting with the point where, again, you get to a point where maybe you feel like you failed, or like you said, things weren't working out, or it feels like everybody dropped you at once. And I talked to a lot of performers too, just about dealing with that, for lack of a better word, rejection, or reframing the rejection that you seem to get from all these agents and different people. Whereas someone said to me, it's just that you're not right for them. You try not to take it as something personal, but I can imagine going through it for me, going through it over and over again. I don't know if I could, take that, but the fact that you in that moment, may have felt like a lone moment, found a way to be your most creative. And I love this part, Mo, you got support. You brought in some people.
I did. I was like,
all about that.
I was crying.
That's
every
all right.
Time happens, I'll be like, no, because they don't want me.
No, but that your 14 friends showed up to support you, and you hashed it out, and you created something out of that. So you're an example. What's that? I
said, yes, it was amazing to have that support because, people there are people in this world that want to see you win. Like everybody always talks about haters and how don't want to see you win, but there are people that genuinely love you, that want to see you win, and they have dreams and goals too, that they want to succeed just as much. So I said, if I like nurture these other people's talents, we can't lose. There's too many hearts that are involved. So between that and my skincare line that I just launched last week, Mo Body Butter.
Last week?
Yeah.
Well, first, before you go into that, tell everyone where they can see Mo Brown Bodega.
So Mo Brown's Bodega is on Facebook and on YouTube. Because of the sharing capability on Facebook, it's lit. So check it out on Facebook, but you can on YouTube on your phone too. You can just go to mobrownsbodega.com or just type it in the search and it'll pop up. And I hope you guys love it.
Okay, I will make sure I link to it, but I wanted people to hear in case they want to look now, if they're not driving, of course.
Right. 8 episodes.
8 episodes. Excellent. All right, now tell us about this skincare line.
The skincare line came from, so in this industry as an entertainer, I do voiceovers for film and television. And between doing the voiceovers and then I host Mic Check Wednesdays, which is a show for performers, comedians. Like, it's one of the best shows in New York. So y'all need to check that out too.
Where's that? Because, we have listeners, just so you know, I have listeners in 130 countries. So, you have to say where we can find it.
MicCheckWednesdays.com. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere. You can, just do the hashtag. I almost dropped the computer. Oh, my God. Yes. Okay. So in hosting the show and doing voiceovers and acting and just creating all of this stuff, I got really, really stressed out. And stress showed up in the form of psoriasis. So my skin kept breaking out like everywhere. And I was thinking that maybe just living in New York City, there was mold in the apartments or mildew or whatever. I live in a beautiful space, but just New York City in general. So I'm thinking that there was mold happening, and I would go to the doctor. They would give me all these steroid creams. They gave me like the highest of steroids. It was like giving me depression, all kinds of stuff. Until one day I decided to go to a specialist, and he said, let me see your elbows. And I lifted up my elbows. He said, you have psoriasis. And I was like, okay. So it's like eczema. So many people have it. It's dry skin. You have an overproduction of protein. Stop stressing out. Cut down on eating so much protein, and you'll be fine. So I was like, okay. Now, I couldn't use lotions. I couldn't use anything because it was burn my skin. The chemicals, it was just terrible. So I started creating my own natural butters with shea butter. I started rubbing olive oils and coconut oils and rosemary. And I started really researching the things that help with skin and hair. And I started noticing a difference. So when I'm on camera, or take pictures, people ask me what makeup I'd be wearing. And I say, I only have on concealer. And they said, well, what are you using? And I'm like, oh, just stuff that I, mix up in my kitchen. And then people started buying it from me, and I would put it in a mason jar. And after a while, before you know it, I'd sold 400 just from word of mouth.
Wow. So that's how it starts.
Yeah. And so my friends are like, you need to get serious about this. So I created mobodybutter.com. And now the reason why I actually launched Mo Body Butter skincare line is because it helps people with psoriasis. My friend that had lupus had all kinds of marks and scars on her body. But also, I just had the fibroid surgery. And with the fibroid surgery, when your blood levels are off, different things happen with your skin and with your body. And I make tonics. And I make extracts for your uterus called chase tree and cramp bark and things like that to help with your body. And all these things, when you cleanse your liver and your kidneys, it clears your skin completely, because stress shows up everywhere in your skin, in your hair. Like, I can look at someone's hair, I can look at someone's skin and tell them what they're going through. It's crazy that I'm able to do that now, but I've had 4 years of research in all of it. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I do know that there are certain people in my life that I've given them my stuff and it has helped. So I just decided to just be brave and just do it. And so we worked on the logo, we worked on the website, I've worked on all of the products, mastering it so that it can smoothen on your skin easily. And I said, I'm just going to do it. And I launched it on my birthday.
And that was what day? What day was your birthday?
26th, February 26th.
You are a Pisces like me. I'm February 20th. Yay! Oh, that's beautiful. And the website is beautiful. Everyone, of course, I will have a link to it. I just pulled it up just now. Yes. This is amazing. And look at your packaging. Is this what it looks like? This black packaging? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And look at you. All right. Yes. This is awesome. Okay. Yes. Wonderful.
The money goes towards Mo Brown's Bodega Show.
Mo Brown Bodega Show. Awesome. This is great. So how have you been marketing and promoting the skincare line now?
Oh my gosh. So I am not afraid to ask for help. Mm-hmm. I've been doing it on Instagram. I've been doing it on Facebook. I'm going to be sending out, email updates. I have a meeting with some spas because I really would like for the oil to be in the spas.
Yep.
And while meeting with one of the managers, he said that I have to make sure that I have enough slip. So I want to make sure that it has enough slip to slide on the body because we like things to be sexy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie.
Slip, that's interesting. Is that you have to use a certain ingredients in order to get that?
No, it's just, you just have to know how to measure things.
Okay, got it.
So it's just about that. Like, that's a gem that a lot of people don't know, but I feel like what's for me is for me and what's for you is for you. And I could be helping somebody. There's enough to go around.
Absolutely.
So, I am doing it mostly social media, but I am open to whatever help I can get. If people would want it, in the stores, please, by all means.
Going to spas is really smart. Going to boutiques, and there are a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've noticed more and more, franchise spa locations now, as opposed to just one. But of course, there's Bliss and a lot of big ones, but at least I'm here in Atlanta, so I notice a lot of in these, I guess they're like strip malls or whatever, but I noticed different places over and over again. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's a franchise for these different companies. But I can certainly see, especially because the packaging, at least from here, looks so beautiful. It will look great on a shelf. Yeah, excellent. That's fantastic.
So. I'm open. Like, this is new. A lot of people may say don't share everything, like that. But I've worked too hard to lock up my excitement about stuff. And I just feel like
people might say, what did you say? People say don't work too hard.
Don't share all of your, and stuff. But look, I've worked too hard.
No, you have to. I mean, yes, you have the right idea. You absolutely have to share. And I mean, how else will people know about what you're up to?
Right.
Yeah. And people, and like you said, you're creating these things because you want to help people and you're being of service to people. So sharing is the way that you do that. I think that's my opinion.
Yes. It works.
So what would you say that we sort of talked a little bit about your vision for Mo Body Butter, but overall, what would you say your vision for yourself is as an entrepreneur and a creative?
Well, I want to be like Queen Latifah.
Right. You did say that. Got it.
I want to be like Queen Latifah. She just launched a
Who's also a Pisces.
Yes.
And whose middle name is Elayne.
Yes. Awesome song. I want to be able to have the freedom to create whatever I want. Like this, I know it might sound crazy, but I just want to create. Oh, we can't curse. Dope stuff.
You can, but that's good. Dope is good too.
I want to create dope shit.
Right.
Like, that's what I want to do. I have shows, I have films, I have things that I just feel like the world needs to see. There's so much creativity inside of me that, and there's room for it. There's room for it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want to do. I want to be the next female Dave Chappelle, the next female Kevin Hart. Like, I'm the Black Carol Burnett. Let's go. They need to recognize that.
There you go. What would you say that entrepreneurship has taught you about yourself as a woman?
How strong I am. Because a lot of times we go through things and we just feel like really, really weak and we're like, I can't do it. But when you think about having your period on a rainy day with pains, still have to come home and cook and work and still look at yourself in the mirror like, I am still this person. You got to have some kind of strength. Like it just gives me strength. Strength. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, a lot of women that I talk to say that they realize how strong they are when they go through, as you mentioned earlier, some of those hard times, really, and then come out on the other side of it.
Yeah. When I realized that I could walk around in the rain on my period with cramps, I'm like, I can get through this day. I can get through this moment right now, finishing this script, finishing this video that this client needs, like going on set, reading the, like, I can do it. Going on stage, grabbing that microphone. If I can go through fibroid surgery, I can go through anything.
And you also, with your with the work that you're doing, you started the skincare line, as you mentioned. You're doing things obviously still on stage and auditioning and creating your own things, but you also still have the production company doing things for other clients that you started in 2009, right? So you are doing all of those things. Diversity, that's good.
Yes, it is. We had, diversity in terms of like, I've worked with Asian.
Oh, as far as your work, I just mean even types of work.
Oh, okay. I was like, I have a lot of people that I work with.
Yeah. No, diversity as far as types of work.
That's funny. See, clearly, I'm a clown.
Carol Burnett, it's okay. I got you.
Right. Yes. Music videos. I actually have a commercial for Mo Body Butter. If you go to the About page, you can. It's on my Instagram too. Films, music videos, creating online content, drama, comedy, corporate. I have a lot of corporate content also because I did a lot of stuff for the New York City Construction Authority. You have to be really smart in order to be able to switch it up for corporate and all of that too. So there's a lot of versatility in working with me. So when I sit at the table, I bring a lot. So I don't want to sit at the table with anybody that can't add on to this.
So in closing, Mo, if you think over your life and career and you had the chance to thank only one person whose support was critical to you personally or professionally, who would that be and what would you say?
Oh, my God. I have a lot of family members. I'm scared.
One person.
Why are you doing this to me?
Just the best question ever.
It is. No, it's not.
Everybody gets tripped up. Or not tripped up. Caught up.
Right? I'm going to have to say my grandmother, who came to this country from Jamaica to make a better life for the whole family. And she's successful at it because all of us are okay. She came here and she became a nurse. I think she was a home attendant or a nurse. And she foster kid. She was a foster. What is it called? She had foster kids. She took care of about 50 of them just to make things happen and make ends meet. And I don't ever want to let her down. I want to show her that her hard work didn't go in vain. And I'm going to make myself have the best life possible because I know that's what she wanted.
Beautiful. See, that was perfect. So tell everyone again now, what are the ways that we can support you? Give us the websites we need. And of course, I'll have a link to everything, but just so everybody can hear it.
Yes. Okay. Please support Mo Brown's Bodega. The mobrownsbodega.com. And Mo Brown's Bodega on Facebook. So I would love for people to just share the show, just support it as an African-American woman, like creating her own thing, not letting what society says, affect her, and just creating something from nothing. I literally had $10 in my bank account. I don't know how I went from having so much to so little, but things happen so you can create. And I just want to ask you guys to support the show, Mo Brown's Bodega, and Mo Body Butter skincare line. Your skin is going to be amazing after you try it.
And that's mobodybutter.com.
Yes.
Excellent.
And it's a play off on more body.
More body. Excellent. Mo, thank you so much. This was fun.
Yay, good.
Yay. Good. I'm glad we're connected. Now, before you go, what's a parting piece of advice from you to our listeners about anything?
Do what you feel. Do what you feel. Don't ignore whatever voice you hear inside to just do it. Like, just do it. You may not know where to start. Just Start somewhere. Write it down on a piece of paper, whatever it is. Just do what you feel without judging yourself. Because we tend to judge. Don't judge yourself and just do it.
Excellent. Mo, thank you so much. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Mo. Make sure to find out more about her, to find out more about Mo Brown's Bodega, Mo Brown Body Butter, all the things that she has going on. Just go to supportissexypodcast.com. Go to that search icon at the top and just type in Mo, M-O. Her show notes page will pop up with the links and the resources and the ways to get in touch with her. Supportissexypodcast.com and just search Mo. Again, I thank you so much for being here. You know, it would not be the same without you, and I mean that when I say it. Let's make sure that we're connected, so please follow me at Elayne Fluker at Support is Sexy. I will make sure I reach out to you. I love engaging you guys on social media, so thank you so much for everything you do, every way that you support me, every way that you support the podcast, every retweet, every post. It means the world to me. So let's make sure that we're connected. Now, until we chat next time, you know what to do. Always remember, you deserve support. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.